Let's then go on to the next question, and that's in the name of Assembly Member McCartney, and it's 992, Police and Crime Plan and State Strategy.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Joanne. I haven't yet signed it off. It's going to be published at the end of the month, and as I say, it's received widespread consultation, and we will be taking account in that finalisation, finishing off work that we're doing of the responses that we've got and the feedback that we've had.
Okay. You said the end of the month. We've been told up to now that it's the 25th of March, which is on Monday. Is that still your understanding?
All I can tell you is that by the end of the month.
Okay. Can I ask, have you actually seen the consultation responses yet?
I haven't looked at them in detail.
Okay, because I think there are quite a few.
There are. I mean, I've heard
between now and Monday, it's quite a short time for you to make. We're going to be quite significant decisions.
Sure. I mean, I've received lots of representations in different ways about different aspects of the plan, and we will consider it carefully. Okay.
Because I have concerns over the process, which I've expressed before, but let me tell you two latest concerns I've had and why I have them. It's because, and I take the example of my own borough of Enfield, because during the consultation process, Winchmore Hill Police Station was actually closed. It was closed 2 weeks ago during the consultation. On the 7th of March, which was the day following the end of the consultation period, I received an email from my local police, Enfield Police, telling me that they just attended a borough challenge panel,
right,
where the decision has been made to close the front counter at Southgate Police Station. Can you understand why I now have great concerns? You've closed one of my stations during the consultation process, and I've been informed that there's been a meeting at Scotland Yard and a decision's been made.
Well, I'm sorry, John, I can't give you any guidance on that now. I will find out what the state of the matter is, but across the...
Can I say other Assembly members have also
across the board, I think, what I can do is give you a broad... I mean, I have seen some early indications of how we're thinking, and I think it is certainly fair to say that the consultation has had an impact on what we are proposing. I hope so. And Londoners will see that this has been, again, to Naveen and to Andrew and to others who've asked about the fire proposals. Yeah. There are some changes that we, I think, are going to be proposing. They will involve modifications. I think they do take account of a lot of what Londoners have been telling us. But my impression, and I follow this very closely, as you can imagine, my impression is that there has been, once the arguments are made, once people understand what they're talking about, and they get the point about police visiting you if you report a crime, then actually the process has been valuable, and the results are valuable as well.
My concern is about the process, because I've had one police station closed during it, and I've been notified. And other Assembly members have also been notified about local stations where they've been told decisions have already been taken. So if you haven't signed them off yet, I have concerns. Can I ask, will you make sure that you read all the consultation responses before you sign off the closures?
Well, I will certainly take account of the consultation
but will you read them?
And I will certainly... I haven't seen. I don't know quite how voluminous they are.
I've sent you quite a lengthy response, and I'm sure other Assembly members have.
I will faithfully take account of the consultation responses, and I think you're going to be very interested in the approach that we're taking. I think Londoners will be satisfied with what we're trying to do, which is to get them better access to the police, but also to maximise the value of the assets. 497 police buildings in London, of which only 136 are ever available to the public at any time.
Mr. Mayor, you've told us before. Can I move on to the contact points, which are the alternatives when front counters close? I have also been told, and other members have, and some of us have actually received a FAQ sheet that the Met has given out to their boroughs, and which, with these contact points, they actually said there's going to be a standard minimum offer across London, and that standard offer is going to be for them to be open, I believe, either 1 or 2 evenings a week for 1 or 2 hours, and then 1 or 2 hours on a Saturday, irrespective of local need. Does that look like a good response to local need across London?
No, I'd be very surprised if that was what.
I've got the FAQ sheet here.
What we want to have is better access to the police, and the single most important change that Bernard Hogan Howe has brought in is if you report a crime, you will be visited. The police will attend you in person.
You understand that? I'm talking about contact points now, Mr. Mayor.
To listen to you. And that is the interesting thing about this consultation is that it's overwhelmingly what the public want. And they would much rather meet the police at a place of their convenience rather than in an intimidating environment, or perhaps at a police counter that's also being attended by people on bail or whatever.
So I'm asking about your contact point. Are you aware that the police are telling us that actually there will be a standard offer across London of the same minimum hours in every contact point, which seems to me to be inadequate, but also doesn't meet your pledge about the same number of hours, but also is going to be quite frankly useless to some communities. I mean, the Saturday opening in Andrew Dismore's constituency on mine make it nonsense.
I think what Londoners have told us during the consultation is overwhelming. Yes, there are places where people not only want to keep a front counter, but perhaps also want to keep a police station, and we're going to listen to the arguments. What I've said is that Londoners will have better access than before. It's absolutely crazy. You've got all these buildings, most of them completely forbidden to the public, that could be better used, that could be, frankly, turned into putting police officers on the beat where we want to see them. And that is what the objective of this programme is. It's to get Londoners better access to the police. We're putting 2,600 more into the neighbourhood teams, and this is something that, again, this is like the housing argument. This is something that Labour, when it's in government, accepts.
Mr. Mayor,
but in opposition,
can I ask for 2 minutes back,
please? Have you got any more questions?
Yes, I do.
Can we have another question?
I want to move on to another area, Mr. Mayor, and we've had a spat about police numbers before and the figures. I don't want to go into that again, but
I'm not surprised you don't want to go into it again.
Hold on.
Because you've got the
UK. I didn't. The UK Statistics Authority. Hold on. The UK Statistics Authority have agreed that there are disparity between the various numbers in the plan and the data store. They talk about the fact that there might be differences, for example, maternity cover, people on external secondment, but none of the reasons they've put in here are actually reasons that your Deputy Mayor's given to us to date.
That's not true.
It is.
It's completely untrue.
Oh, it is.
You mean Stephen?
No, yes. No, yes.
No, yes?
No.
No?
The UKSA has suggested to you, although they say they can't compel you, that you, in order to insist informed public debate, publish where the differences are and where the reconciliations are. And your response, I understand from your press office upstairs, was that you would do it in due course. Can I ask you to do that within the next 7 days? Because in due course could mean any time, Mr. Mayor.
Well, I will look at it, as I've said to you many times before. But I actually have the benefit of having the letter from the head of the UK Statistics Authority to you, Joanne, in which he basically exposes the pack of Labour lies.
No, he does not at all.
The pack of Labour lies that you've been trying to peddle,
he says we need
the confusion and despond that you've been trying to sow amongst Londoners, and the general tripe that you talk.
And he agrees that there is disparity between the three sets of figures.
I'm sorry, is tripe?
No, he talks about there is disparity between the three sets of figures and asks you to publish an explanation.
Yeah. What he also says,
at the end, states
what he also says, on the basis...
Can I finish my question, Mr. Mayor? He also states that they endorsed recent proposal of the GLA to prepare a formal document setting out how you are going to produce and publish statistical material. And he wants to see that as closely aligned with the principles of the statutory code of practice for official statistics. And this is what's got you into this trouble, because...
Nonsense.
It is, Mr Mayor.
Absolute nonsense.
Will you publish
what you are facing is the
figures?
reality, is the cruel reality that your attempts to scarify Londoners about police numbers have been utterly refuted.
No.
As I quote from his
You
letter,
still haven't
on
published
the basis of the three available sets of published figures on the number of police in London, it appears that the numbers on police service strength for the Metropolitan Police published by the Home Office are the highest.
Yep.
The figures published by the London Data Store are slightly lower, and the draft police and crime plan figures are lower again. In other words, we were the most conservative, we were the most rigorous, we were the most honest of all.
Mr Mayor, by having a low figure, it makes the end result look better, and it's not. Boroughs are actually losing officers. You're misleading.
Absolute nonsense.
Okay.
If that's the case, why don't you publish the explanation?
The explanation is well known to you, and indeed the reason for the variances include, and I quote again Mr Dilnot's letter,
I know you're going to do what Mr Dilnot asked you to do.
The treatment of staff who are on maternity leave, career breaks, and those who are seconded
That's
from
not
elsewhere.
the explanation to be given, though.
The only reasonable comparison.
Are you going to do what Mr Dilnot asked you to do and publish the reconciled figures?
Are you going
to
Mr
do it,
Dilnot is
Mr.
following
Mayor?
in the footsteps of his predecessor, Sir Michael Scholar, in asking this
You're going to call him a Labour stooge as well, are you, Mr Mayor?
Those are your words.
This is rambling.
I'm going to look at that. And what I would like is I would like a retraction.
Yes.
I would like a retraction and an apology.
No.
I would like an apology.
I want an explanation.
I would like you to apologise. I would like you to apologise for misleading Londoners about the numbers of police. When you knew fine well that they were increasing on the figures 2011 to 2015. The crucial figures are the budgeted figures. We have done spectacularly well. We have done spectacularly well in getting more police out there and in reducing crime.
Mr Mayor, it just prolongs this whole session when members and you go into this discussion between yourselves, because we can't record it, we can't hear it, and we haven't got a clue what you're talking about anyway. And so what I would suggest, can I just finish? Can we, if Assembly Member McCartney would like, we would put the letter that's been referred to into the minutes.
I would like an apology.
And there is no case for an apology here this morning from what I've heard. So can we move on?
Yes, but Chair, can I ask via you, he hasn't answered my question yet. Will he actually publish the reconciliations? That's what we've asked for.
If and when the Assembly Member Joanne McCartney apologises for misleading Londoners about
and this is meant to be the most transparent mayor.
There is no answer from the mayor on that
I may consider what
question.
she says, but not until such time.
I want to move on.